Tonight, 4 murders in 5 days. Police probing a brazen daylight shooting that's pushed the murder count well into the 90s. Plus, world leaders shooting down calls for a United Nations peacekeeping mission to Haiti as the international organization renews the mandate for a security mission. And later, we'll tell you who won the Sands Bears Golden Ticket Pop and Redeem Summer Promotion, taking home a brand new jet ski. Our News, the Weekend Edition, starts right now. Welcome to Our News and thanks for joining us. I'm Berthany McDermott. The murder count again climbing by 1 today after a man was shot and killed outside a home this afternoon. Officers from the Carmichael Road Police Station telling us they got the 911 call just 5 minutes after officers patrolled that area. At the scene, residents looked on in shock as investigators combed the scene. Assistant Commissioner of Police Earl Thompson sharing these details.
Upon receiving these reports, units left and came into the Van Ria Drive area. And at this time, they determined that a male was suffering from gunshot wounds inside of a Japanese vehicle. The information reported was that assailants approached him, fired shots on the vehicle, and he received multiple shots about the body. The suspect information regarding vehicle at this time is unknown. The assailants left on foot.
It's the 4th murder for the week. Tuesday, a man was shot with his baby in hand as he arrived home from school pickups. On Wednesday, a man sitting on the porch of a Piper Lane home was killed by gunmen. Then just before midnight on Thursday, a man was shot near a superwash on Blue Hill Road near Malcolm Road. When asked about this recent uptick in crime, Police Press Liaison Officer Chief Superintendent Chrislyn Skipping said police need the public's help in solving these violent incidents.
All homicides are of concern to us in law enforcement. However, we remain up to the task that is at hand. Again, it calls for every citizen of this country to play an integral role in this fight against crime. The police cannot do it alone. The community cannot. We must partner together. And when we bring that partnership together, where there's communication, we can minimize and possibly prevent some of these incidents from occurring.
Now to the ongoing turmoil in Haiti. The United Nations Council voted unanimously to extend the international security mission in Haiti after the mandate ended. But according to Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell, world leaders were at odds on whether the initiative would become a peacekeeping mission. The Associated Press reported China and Russia succeeded in eliminating the paragraph in the resolution that acknowledged the call by Haiti's Transitional Council president to start discussions on moving to a UN peacekeeping force. But that wasn't the only concern. The Foreign Affairs Minister telling us funding also posed a challenge.
What there was a disagreement over whether or not this would become a typical UN peacekeeping mission because the Americans are having funding challenges with the matter. We'll have to see how the funding goes because it is the responsibility of the Canadians, the Americans, the developed world to supply the funding for this mission to go ahead. That's some of the complaints that have come back from the Kenyans who have been heading the mission.
Haiti was plunged into political and economic turmoil following the assassination of former President Jovenel Moise back in 2021. Since then, gangs have taken over the streets. The issue capturing global headlines, forcing CARICOM to step in. An eminent persons group was formed to assist the island nation move to a peaceful election. The Bahamas has sent a team to Haiti, and Mitchell reiterated the situation's importance to the Bahamas.
The business of what happens in Haiti is important to the Bahamas, and that's the reason why we're engaged. We're not going into a theater that is going to cause complications or deliberate injuries to anybody. It's going to be as safe as these things can be, but it is in the best interest of the Bahamas to be engaged in this exercise. We've pledged, made an international commitment to it, and we intend to continue to support it.
Major strikes at U.S. ports earlier this week had a global impact, including here in the Bahamas. While those strikes have been halted for now, concerns remain over the impact on the supply chain. Our Joshua Williams spoke with the Deputy Prime Minister earlier this week, who says while the administration is concerned, they're not alarmed.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Tourism, Investments and Aviation Chester Cooper says the government was closely monitoring the days-long United States port strikes. Tens of thousands of longshoremen at ports along the U.S. East Coast and Gulf of Mexico went on strike shortly after midnight Tuesday. The historic U.S. strike was suspended on Thursday evening, according to the International Longshoremen's Association and the U.S. Maritime Alliance. It came after a tentative agreement was reached on wages and extending the master contract until January 15, 2025, to return to the bargaining table to negotiate all other outstanding issues. When asked outside of the House of Assembly this week if the strikes could have an impact on our economy, Cooper said,
"It's something that we are following closely. There's no need to be alarmed at this time. However, the government has this front and center on its agenda. I know that the Minister for Economic Affairs and the Prime Minister are both following this very closely."
This latest development once again sparked conversation surrounding the need for increased agriculture and local food sustainability. It's something the government has tried to do with the egg yolk program, along with investments into Bamsi and other agricultural projects. The Deputy Prime Minister agrees.
The reality, though, is that whenever we see a situation like this, or COVID, or any disruption, it brings the question of food security back to the forefront. And it's a reminder that we have to be proactive in addressing the issue of food security, reducing the level of overall imports, and ensuring that we can sustain ourselves for a longer period of time than we now can if shipping lanes happen to be disrupted.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
Thanks, Joshua. In response to soaring energy costs, the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce is urging businesses to actively pursue alternative energy solutions, with solar power at the forefront. During the 6th Bahamas Business Conclave, the Chamber's CEO announced the launch of energy audits across the Family Islands, aimed at identifying energy-efficient strategies and solutions to mitigate rising expenses. Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation CEO Dr. Leo Roll.
We work strongly with the Ministry of Energy and Transport. We note that the Prime Minister has mentioned that there will be a reduction, and so it's kind of too soon since it's right after the month when the reduction was supposed to happen. We do note that the energy audits, as I mentioned, have started in Abaco. We also note that from a chamber standpoint, we are encouraging our members to look for alternative measures of energy, and that may be through solar, that may be through, of course, getting energy efficient appliances, but we've also created what we call energy savings or conservation tips that we have on our website that are available for our members.
Roll is also urging the government and stakeholders to implement more measures that improve the ease of doing business across the country. He stressed that improving the business environment requires initiatives such as tax concessions, training programs, and strategic support that bolster local businesses.
It's not easy to do things. It's not easy to get your business license renewed. It's not easy to pay your taxes. It's not easy to even start a business, to get your business license actually started. And so if you have concessions and you have mechanisms in place that will help businesses to actually strengthen the ease of doing business, then it helps. And that can look like concessions, that can look like training programs, that can look like initiatives that will help to build and bolster the business community as well as the economy.
Pre-demolition for the Tiwa Shanty town began this week, with some half a dozen structures taken down in the South New Providence illegal community. But what's taking so long to tear down that shanty town? And when will major demolition begin? Works and Family Island Affairs Minister Clay Sweeting explains.
As the government continues its unregulated task force to move throughout the country, Tiwa is another community that is one of those that we've provided notices over 30 days. By law, we provide them a 28-day notice and then we take action.
The minister also breaking down exactly what pre-demolition entails and what's left in the process before major demolition can take place.
So we started today with the pre-demolition plans, where we assess the area, ensure that everybody is out of the community, ensure that social services does what they need to do, Ministry of Health does what they need to do, environmental health does what they need to do, and then we move with demolition. So we did pre-demolition works today, removing some of the minor structures, and then we'll continue with a major demolition within the next 2 weeks.
When our news weekend comes back from the break, laid to rest, Loved ones say goodbye to the three brothers whose lives were tragically cut short in a car crash last month. And we find out plans for International Men's Day. That's coming up when our News Weekend returns.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
The three brothers tragically killed in an early morning car crash last month were laid to rest today. Family members and the Andros community at large filled the Mount Pisgah Baptist Church today to bid their final farewell to 24-year-old Philip Macron Christie, 23-year-old Philip DiCaprio Christie, and 20-year-old D'Angelo Christie. Our News obtained videos of the 3 men returning home today. They were escorted by a motorcade of those who knew and cared for them. News of the car crash sent shockwaves through the country, marking the 53rd tragic fatality for the year. Police say the driver of a metallic gray Honda Passport lost control while traveling north on Sir Milo Butler Highway and crashed into a tree. The 24-year-old and 23-year-old were trapped inside the car. Fire services used the jaws of life to free them, but EMS pronounced them dead at the scene. Following the funeral service this morning, the interment followed at the Millers Private Cemetery. The National Tripartite Council has officially kicked off its 2024 to 2027 session, laying out a comprehensive agenda focused on labor reform, wage improvement, and creating sustainable employment opportunities for Bahamians. During a press conference this past week, Chairperson Sharon Martin and key council member revealed officers have been elected to serve. Martin, who was re-elected as chairperson, highlighted the council's aggressive agenda, which includes forming a national wage setting committee to review the dynamics of minimum wage versus livable wage.
Now that we have resumed meetings, further cause for the urgency of the matter, the forward recommendation to the government for the establishment of a national wage setting committee whose main charge will be to review Cabinet's mandate to the Council for the continued analysis on minimum wage versus livable wage and the dynamics and possibilities surrounding implementation of either one based on economic forecasts, realistic timelines, local business conditions, and the global perspective.
As for the possibility of there being a livable wage,
Starts with us. Before, then the process is, it starts with us, it goes to Cabinet. Cabinet is a part of the consultative process. And so then we go to the wider public. We have the social partners already seated at the table. So that entire consultative process goes through the strategic partners, the social partners, the wider public. We're going to do the very same thing we did with the minimum wage, where we went to the people. But this time, we have learned some lessons, and we will incorporate those lessons.
last weekend, our young men took to the streets for a march ahead of International Men's Day, which will be celebrated in November to promote the spirit of activism with their peers. Traveling from Christie Park to Meadows Street and back, Interim President of International Men's Day Bahamas Limited, Keith Cox, says a dozen of the country's youth organizations brought their young men out to support the cause.
We found out, right, the young people are spending too much time indoors rather than outdoors, on the computer rather than in the ballpark. So if we're trying to bring awareness to let them know, listen, get these kids outside playing.
Cox says aside from the March, International Men's Day, which will be celebrated on November 19th, they'll also pay tribute to men around the country for their outstanding contributions to our youth.
We honor men who contribute to society, men's group, either in basketball, doesn't matter, political, junk, all aspects. We just honor men who working with young people.
Still to come on our News Weekend, Caribbean Bottling is partnering Gumbay Punch with Regattas. We'll tell you how.
Jonquil Jones and the Liberty fall in Game 3 and UB Hoops makes its season debut. Our sports weekend is next.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Good evening, I'm Tiwa Adley and we're back with our sports weekend. Jonquil Jones and the Liberty had the chance to close out their best-of-5 series against the Las Vegas Aces last night. Unfortunately, they came up short.
The Liberty fell 95-81 to the Aces out in the desert last night. JJ had 11 points and 6 rebounds, but she was in and out of the lineup because of foul trouble all night, limiting her team on defense severely. It didn't help that the team's leading postseason scorer, Sabrina Ionescu, only had 4 points on 1 of 7 shooting in the game. Brianna Stewart led the team with 19 points and 6 rebounds. Jackie Young had 24 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists to lead the Aces. League MVP Asia Wilson added another 19 points and 14 rebounds. They're back at it in Game 4. That's Sunday at 3 p.m.
We're going to stick to the court where the UB Mingos started their 2024 basketball season off with the win. We're going to see what happened.
They edged out the Showtime Stampers 71-70 in their season opener. The game was a nail-biter with no team ever leading by more than 5 points. Gabe Stiles hit a jumper with 2 minutes left in the game to take the lead. Senior floor general Theo Grant led the team to the win with 25 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists. Freshman Jeremiah Miller had 20 and 8 rebounds in his debut with the team, and Erquante Q Edgecombe had a double-double with 12 points and 11 rebounds.
Their season continues next week with a couple of matches in Grand Bahama. Before we go, the MLB Division Series started today, and Bahamians are on both New York teams. We'll give you their results tomorrow. That's a wrap for sports this evening. For our sports weekend, I'm Tiwa Adley.
Thanks, Tage. Caribbean Bottling Company launched the Bahamas Gumbay Punch Cup in 2022 to further enhance the legacy of their brand, Bahamas Gumbay Punch. The sailing competition measures the performance of sailing sloops across the best of the best regatta, National Family Island Regatta and Long Island Regatta. The team with the most points across the 3 events is crowned the winner. They also give a $5,000 and $8,000 stipend to the Junior Sailing Club of the island to assist with advancing the sport for future generations. Susan Chase, captained by Stephen Knowles, was this year's Bahamas Gumbay Punch Cup winner in the B-Class sloop division. On Thursday night, a commemorative Gumbay can was released featuring the winning sloop.
The Susan Chase, there's really my parents' boat, Lauren and Sue Knowles. So it's an honor to win this Gumbay Cup for them. The Susan Chase been around from 1963. The name, this is the 5th version of the Susan Chase that my father built. He's not able to sail anymore. He's going to be 87 in a couple of months. He turned the boat over to me to make sure that it stay in the race. Susan is my mom. That's my mom's nickname. That's where Sassy Sue come from, the C-Class. So there's a lot of work and effort, in the family. Everybody chip in and help out. And I just make sure that I just keep everything in order.
Jonathan Throneberry, Marketing Director for Caribbean Bottling Company, says it was exciting to partner Gumbay with regattas.
They see us out at the regattas interacting and working through the crowds and giving away the promo items and the ice cold Gumbay Punch sodas. And, it's always a celebration and, we have a lot of fun. And at the end of the day, we're able to not only reward the skippers, but also give their junior sailing clubs opportunities to kind of grow into the sport.
When we come back from the break, Sands Bear gives away a brand new jet ski. The details when Our News Weekend returns.
Hey y'all, are you ready to be inspired? I am thrilled to announce that Inspire Her 2024 is coming, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever. Join us at the luxurious Atlantis Hotel Paradise Island on October 10th for an evening filled with inspiration, empowerment, and connection. The evening session promises to offer exclusive networking opportunities and transformative discussions. We invite everyone to attend and to be part of this incredible gathering. Hear from leading women activists, entrepreneurs, CEOs, thought leaders, and more as they share their stories, insights, and wisdom. Tickets are now available for purchase through the Alive Events app. Corporate packages and vendor opportunities are also available, providing a unique platform for businesses to showcase their support and connect with a diverse audience. Grab your girlfriends, mark your calendars for October 10th, and join us at the Inspire Her 2024 Women's Conference. See you there.
Welcome back to Our News Weekend. A rainy week ahead and the tropics are busy. Meteorologist Ian McKenzie joins us now with what you need to know. Ian.
Thanks, Bertha, and good evening, Bahamas. Welcome to your Saturday evening forecast where we have mostly clear skies with a temperature of 84. Feels like at 96. Winds are from the east-northeast at 10 miles per hour. Current temperatures across the country, we have 83 in Freeport as well as in Alistown and Governor's Harbor, 84 in Nicholstown, the capital. Great Harbor Key, 82 in Marsh Harbor, Abaco. In the central Bahamas, 84 in Camps Bay. Sets of 83s in Arthurstown, Georgetown, and in Deadman's Key, 82 in Coburn Towns in Salvador. Southeast Bahamas, 84 in Tonkintown, 83 in Colonel Hill, Delectable Bay, Abrahams Bay, Matthewtown at 84, and Providenciales at 85. Satellite imagery at this time, high pressure dominating weather conditions across us. In the tropics, we have Hurricane Kirk and Leslie, no threat to us, but in terms of impacts, we look at some conditions in terms of marine across our area. Tropical depression 14 just formed at 11 a.m. today, expected to become Milton, and this should impact our weather through early next week. Boating-wise across the country, for all areas, small craft advisories in effect due to those swells. Winds northeast seas 10 to 15, north seas 2 to 4, but up to 8 feet offshore, and those swells. High tide at 10:12, low tide at 4:16 a.m. tomorrow morning. And in your extended forecast, sunshine tomorrow, cloudiness and showers and thunderstorms associated with that system. Flooding expected in localized areas, and we have clearing skies by the end of the holiday weekend. 80s, upper 80s rather, we expect daytime highs and lows getting up into the upper 70s. That's a wrap in the evening forecast. Make it a great, safe, fun night, everyone.
Thanks, Ian. Sands Bear's Golden Ticket Pop and Redeem Summer Promotion is over, and their grand prize winner has been handed over the keys to a 2024 Yamaha Wave Runner jet ski and trailer valued at $22,000. The promotion ran all summer, where customers could get a golden ticket in exchange for 6 bottle caps. Those golden tickets were then shuffled, and one was randomly selected when it came time to call the grand prize winner. Proud owner of the new jet ski, Andre Musgrove, tells us he was mentally claiming the jet ski from the beginning.
And I was participating in the competition from when it initially started, and my goal was the jet ski, and I spoke it into existence. And Carmichael Road family, they supported me, and everything come to fruition. I think I bought about close to 500-600 cents, yeah, about that. It became official at the event on the 28th, right over here on our key. When I heard my name called, I just strutted to the stairs like a peacock because the jet ski was mine.
But that wasn't the only prize given out during the promotion. Brewery Portfolio Manager for Sands Beer, Orenique Hamilton, gives us an overview of the other prizes and why Sands chose to do the promotion.
We actually gave away $30,000 in prizes altogether. So the jet ski, $20,000, the trailer, $2,000. The second grand prize was $4,000 cash. We're doing that today as well. And the third prize was $1,000 in cash. We gave away Yeti coolers, Sands branded merchandise, Oakley shades, and also more cash prizes. So we like to pump our resources back into the community. We love to give our loyal supporters, drinkers of Sands Beer, we love to enrich their lives the best way we can. So we have done this like many times. We have given away $10,000 cash, cruise lines, whatever you name it, Sands Beer has done, and we truly invite the Bahamian public to follow our pages.
Well, congratulations to all of the winners. Well, that does it for Our News Weekend tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Berthany McDermott. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Hey guys, Megan Shepherd here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Just click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so you stay up to date with content like this from the team you already trust.